Welcome to Heart to Heart video newsletter, where we endeavor to give you heart-to-heart news in 30 minutes. My name is Jean Alford, and I am the Shadow President and the mentor for VP of PR at Heart to Heart, and today I will be your moderator. And with that, I'd like to introduce our president, Kimmy Avery. Kimmy.
Hello, everybody. I am so pleased that you're here watching this newsletter. We've been doing so much work to help you and our club get visibility. Just like spring is making everything sparkle, this newsletter is making you sparkle. Our newsletter is helping make our club sparkle, which is helping us get visibility around the world. We are adding a new meeting, and Annabelle's going to be telling us a little bit about that and how to register for it. This is all about getting you visibility, and that new meeting is going to be on the third Thursday of every month from 10 to 11 a.m. It's a truncated meeting so that we can get our club points in, you can move up your pathway and get to the end and get Toastmasters credit. All of this is about developing your life skills and becoming an effective speaker. It's also going to give Heart to Heart the ability to be a hybrid club once COVID is over. And we are so close to that. And the removing of restrictions will allow us to be in person again, which I know many of us are longing for. Remember that our regular meetings are on the first Saturday of every month from 3:30 p.m. to 6:15 p.m., except not May 1st, which is the district conference. And our new meeting is going to start May 20th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Now let's begin with Michael Ann, who's going to talk about leadership in Toastmasters and how we specifically do this in our Heart to Heart Club. Take it away, Michael Ann.
Thanks, Kimmy. Well, we're coming up on election time, and in Heart to Heart, we've created a timeless model for transitioning our leadership so that our club can thrive forever. In Toastmasters, every year it's expected for each club to have a transition plan for changes in officers that happen on July 1st, with elections happening in June. That way we get to share the duties and benefits of leadership. Well, what's so great about being a leader in Heart to Heart? One thing, it inspires you to have a say in the direction of our club. You can get a 20-minute headline or speaker spot that you can use for your own business marketing. Check that out. It increases your visibility in the club and beyond. In Heart to Heart, we have an ongoing transition plan. First, we learn, and you'll see these words over my left shoulder. First, we learn. A member steps up into shadowing an officer. Then we serve. That shadow officer will next step into the officer role and nurture future shadows. Then we teach. The officer then steps into being a mentor for the team they just led. I did this first. I was a shadow officer. I shadowed Cynthia in VPE role. And then I took the officer role and I shadowed Annabelle and Rosanna in being shadows, and Annabelle stepped in to our current officer role, and I am now the VPE mentor. So that's how it works, and we're doing this and developing this in our club for all of our officer roles. In this newsletter, we are going to be popping in interviews that I've done with current officers. I hope that gives you a real personal connection with what's possible for you. We hope this whets your appetite to throw your hat in the ring. If you want to be a candidate for officer or shadow officer in our club, see the contact information below. Back to you, Jeannie.
Thank you, Michael Ann. And I too was a shadow, and then I became the VP of PR officer, and then I became the mentor. And now I'm the shadow for president. So I highly recommend stepping in and going through this process. The leadership skills that you learn in our Toastmasters club can take you far in your everyday life as well. Now I'd like to introduce Michael Ann with one of the interviews that she told us about with the Heart to Heart officers. Michael Ann.
Thanks, Jeannie. I am sitting here with Gary McKenzie, who is Heart to Heart's VP of Public Relations. Hi, Gary.
Hello. Good to see you today, Michael Ann.
Are you ready for our questions today?
I am ready.
Very cool. Well, we have elections coming up, and we wanted to give everybody in Heart to Heart the opportunity to really think about what it means to be a leader. So, could you tell us what benefits have you gained from being an officer in Heart to Heart?
Michael Ann, that's a very deep question. There's some of the things that pop into my mind immediately. As an officer, I was able to interact with other leaders, and that provided me with opportunities to learn from you other leaders. That's how you organize and how you plan for successful club events. And I take that same information and apply it to my business and to my coaching to help my coachees understand how to run their business and put on a program.
So, you've just jumped ahead of me because my second question is, how has this helped you in your business? And you've already told us. That's great. Do you want to add anything to that?
What I'll add to that is by being able to coach and share this information with other individuals, it increased my visibility in requests from other groups.
Is it helpful for people outside Toastmasters to know that you are an experienced Toastmaster and speaker?
Absolutely it is. Because people are looking for individuals that do coaching and that are good at communicating and that can speak publicly. Immediately, individuals, when they think of Toastmasters, what do they think about? Public speaking and communication skills. Being involved in Toastmasters and being an officer helps greatly.
Great, great. Well, I threw in an additional question, but I couldn't help myself. Here's our last question. What might you say to someone who is watching this today or reading in our printed newsletter? What could you say to encourage our members to consider becoming a shadow officer, a learner, or becoming an officer in Heart to Heart?
The individuals that are in our community are entrepreneurs. And the best way to develop and improve your visibility is to be a shadow officer or an officer. And let me add, when you're an officer, what do you get to do with our organization, Heart to Heart? You get to be a headliner, which means you get time speaking. And this is something that's helped me greatly. You have the opportunity to give a call to action. And the benefit is that we get feedback and evaluation on the quality of our call to action so we can hone it. That way, when we go out into our community, we have a more powerful, engaging call to action, which will help you get booked and ideally make money.
That is terrific. Thank you so much, Gary. And Jeannie, it's back to you.
Thanks, Michael Ann. That was really interesting. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Annabelle, who's going to talk to us about upcoming events.
Thank you, Jeannie. Here's something really sparkly coming up. It's the District 57 Spring Conference, and it's going to be on May 1st, 9:30 in the morning till 2 p.m. Our information to register for this event will be found below. This is just an event you don't want to miss. You're not going to have to go anywhere. This is all virtual. You can stay at home. You don't even have to change out of your pajama bottoms. This is really exciting. There's going to be educational sessions on storytelling, TED Talks, managing hybrid meetings, how to make your meetings fun. We always have fun meetings. Tips to get World Championship of Public Speaking, which would be an awesome thing. And we are all eligible to be there. We're also going to meet the current contest winners from our area. And our keynote speaker is going to be Daniel Rex, and he's CEO of Toastmasters International. You don't want to miss this event. It's going to be very sparkly. Okay, thanks, Jean. Back to you.
Thanks, Annabelle. I'm looking forward to the district conference. That should be very interesting for all of us. It's that time. Michael Ann, you got another interview for us?
Thanks, Jeannie. I am here with Sally Reyes, and she is our Sergeant at Arms. Hi, Sally.
Hello, I'm so glad to see you today.
Yeah, me too, seeing you. So I have some questions for you because we're heading into elections, and we want to invite our members to consider running for office. It's an election.
Great.
Okay, our first question is, what benefits have you gained from being an officer in our Heart to Heart Toastmasters Club?
The benefits that I have gained is being able to express myself easily in front of people, especially keeping time. That's a very important issue. And enjoying the people around in our group that I find warm and receptive.
Thank you. Thank you. Number 2 question is, how has being in Heart to Heart, especially being an officer, how has that helped you in your business or even in your life?
Well, meeting and greeting people who come into our meeting is a very wonderful skill. And I think I've developed a little more ease about meeting strangers and finding out what they want to know and want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's great. Now, here's our last question. What might you say right now? Imagine you are speaking directly. What can you say to them to consider running for office, to be an officer or a shadow officer in Heart to Heart?
I can say it's a wonderful talent and skill to learn how to handle time, people, and function easily, especially now that we have a new unit, which is Zoom. And I find it's just available in any part of my life. I design and landscape, and I run into people I've never met before and really enjoy getting down to brass tacks about what they want and how I can help.
Perfect. Thank you, Sally. I'm sending it back to you, Jeannie.
Thanks, Michael. And again, you're hitting it out of the park. And I want to kick this over to Kimmy, who's going to give us one of our Did You Knows.
Did you know that you can be part of the Toastmaster and newsletter team? If you've watched any of our newsletters, you know we've been saying this for a long time. Why would you want to do this? Because it gives you skill set, it gives you camaraderie, and it gives you support. And of course, it supports us as a club. And the more we all thrive, the more we thrive together. It may seem that we are a small, tight-knit group of people doing this. Well, we are, and that's because we've developed friendships while we've been doing these projects together, which is really awesome. And we have room for you. Let me know what you're interested in doing. Would you like to be part of the newsletter? Would you like to be a greeter at a club? Would you like to learn how to use Zoom? Would you like to be a Toastmaster at a meeting? Any of these are open to you and so much more. If you see a need that you'd like to contribute a skill set to, participate. This is our club. It is not just a few of us. It is for all of us. So my email is in the link below, kimmyavery@gmail.com. Please email me with what you are interested in bringing to us and our club. We would love to have your support and we'd love to work with you. Back to you, Jeannie.
Thank you, Kimmy. And I want to underscore the amount of camaraderie that is built putting these projects on is invaluable, as well as the skills that we're learning, especially in this current world where we need to get comfortable on video. We have some experts that can help you be more comfortable on video, and we're all able to support each other. It's that time. Michael Ann, you got another interview for us?
This is Michael Ann again, and I am here with Linda Patton, who
Hi, Michael
is-
Ann. It's good to see you.
Yes, and Linda, you are currently the secretary for Heart to Heart, yes?
I am, yes.
Great. So I have 3 questions for you. Could you tell us what have been the benefits that you've gained from being a Heart to Heart officer?
Michael, and one of the things that's really cool is the connections that I've made. I didn't really know a whole lot of people in Heart to Heart, even though I've been a member since December 19. And by becoming an officer, I really got some deeper understanding of Toastmasters, of Heart to Heart, and of the people who are part of this club. And I love being part of the planning and execution of projects as well.
Yeah, there is something about if you participate, you get even more out of something. Yeah, great. So on another note, how has being an officer helped you in your business?
Well, again, Michael, and it's the connections that I've been able to make within Heart to Heart and the ability to dig deeper into the individuals who belong. But what I've also been able to do, and this is really cool, is I've been able to model what I teach in my Awaken the Leader program. And that has been so enriching, and it's been, it just makes my heart sing to be able to do that with others.
Right, great. And last, what what might you say in this moment to encourage others to consider becoming a shadow officer or an officer in our club?
Well, one of the things that I do say, Michael Ann, is that this is the time to really hone the skills that you already have, to test and practice new skills in a safe environment, because leadership can be really challenging. It can be something that's really scary. And by being an officer, it's a safe environment. We're all working on the same things, and it really is a way to be supported in your leadership background. It's also a time to stretch outside of your comfort zone, to build those strong relationship bonds, and to just have a good time. I have to say, every time we meet, there's always something that makes me laugh in our meetings. And I really appreciate the fact that we are not always serious and we can have fun as well.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Linda. And thanks, everybody. Back to you, Jeannie.
Wow. Thanks, Michael Ann. I'm thinking I need to be an officer again. Oh, I'm already working on that. Michael Ann, you got another one for us? Because I can't wait to hear this one.
I am here with Kimmy Avery, our president in Heart to Heart. So, Kimmy, what benefits have you gained from being an officer in Heart to Heart?
I have gained the skills of leadership. I'm a work in progress, but I have to say, the whole protocol through Pathways on developing leadership skills and stepping into the role as a leader is immensely helpful because it's refined me as a person. And as a person, I want to make a bigger difference in the world. And being a good leader and stepping into the presidency gave me that ability.
Cool. Now, how has this also helped you in your business?
As chief cook and bottle washer for many, many, many years in my business, I am learning how to delegate, how to share an idea and then pass it on and enroll people in the idea. For instance, this newsletter became a project that I wanted to do as the president. It's a competition that Toastmasters.org is doing, but it's also something that is honing my leadership skills. And this is something that I'm going to be able to use in all of my work and as I grow my business.
You know, one of the things that we do in Heart to Heart is we nurture other members in joining the leadership. Could you say something that would encourage our members to consider becoming a shadow officer or an officer?
Sometimes in our businesses, we get so immersed in doing the day-to-day activities that we step aside and stop focusing on our personal growth. Toastmasters leadership is an opportunity to grow yourself, and that is going to have a ripple effect out into everything else you do.
Thank you so much, Kimmy.
I mean, these officer interviews are giving us some great insight, Michael Ann. I think we should have a lot of people signing up to be part of this project and program and keeping Heart to Heart alive. At this point, I would like to kick it back to Annabelle, who's going to talk to us about our great Thursday meeting.
Thanks, Jeannie. I am so excited to be announcing that we're going to add another club meeting to our monthly meetings. We're going to be at Hybrid Club now, and we're adding a May 20th, or it starts on May 20th, but it's going to be the third Thursday of every month. And we are going to start at 10 a.m. This allows for people that are overseas or all over the country to be able to enjoy the meeting. And also it allows us as members to have more opportunities to speak. So our next meeting is May 20th. Normally our Saturday meetings are going to be still from 3:30 to 6:15, as Kimmy said earlier. And we have new Zoom links. So the Zoom links will be shown below, but they will also be emailed out to all of our members. This is going to be an exciting thing to have an extra meeting each month. Back to you, Jeannie.
Don't go too far, Annabelle, because actually, one of my favorite parts of the newsletter is when you tell us the celebrations and acknowledgements. That put the spotlight on all the hard work that everybody's doing to improve themselves with Toastmasters. So Annabelle, back to you.
Great. Thanks, Jeannie. Yes, we have some movers and shakers and pathway progressors in our in our club. Deb Peretz has completed level 1 of visionary communication. Michelle Pedicola has completed both level 3 of dynamic leadership and level 5 of presentation mastery. My goodness. Good job, Michelle. And Michael Ann Connolly has completed level 3 of presentation mastery. And she's on her way to OATM completion. Kimmy Avery, our own president, has completed the requirements for OATM with a workshop that she taught called Comfort in Front of the Camera. A link for that video will be in the description below, and you don't want to miss that. Thank you, and back to you, Jeannie.
Thanks, Annabelle. Michael Ann, do you have another one of those interviews for us? I can't wait to hear this one.
Thanks, Jeannie. I am sitting here with another fabulous heart-to-heart officer, Cynthia Stott. Hi, Cynthia. How you doing?
Hi, I'm great. I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. And we have a couple of questions, actually 3 questions that we're asking all of our officers because we're coming up on transition and elections. Question number 1, what benefits have you gained from being an officer in Heart2Heart?
So many, I can't talk about them all.
I know we only have 2 minutes. Oh,
But the main thing is that visibility. It's great for visibility. And when you're an officer, you can do the train the trainer course, and then you can learn to teach other officers and really be seen as the leader in the district.
Yep. Great. Great. All right. Now, how has being an officer helped you in your business?
Again, too many to enumerate, but I'm a international speaker coach and social media influencer. And so my clients are Toastmasters. Now, not everybody has that kind of nice niche that lies just with your target market, but it's been really great. And I can connect with more and more people and be introduced to more people.
Now, question number 3. What could you say to anyone who's watching this right now? Why would they want to become a shadow officer or an officer?
Well, there's a lot of benefits, including a headliner position where you get to speak for 20 minutes and actually make a real offer from the stage. It's great for practice. It's actually a lot of officers have launched new programs with Heart2Heart for the last 5-6 years.
Yep.
It also is a great opportunity for a VP membership if you have trouble with enrollment. If you have a hard time talking about money and asking for the money, it's a little easier to ask for the money when it's someone else's program, which Heart2Heart is. And Heart2Heart is very inexpensive. So it's an easy yes. So if you want to learn enrollment skills, I've improved my enrollment skills by being the VP of membership of Heart2Heart. And I can teach you all my skills that I have learned.
Well, and I can attest, folks, that Cynthia is a terrific teacher about how to learn all the skills that it takes to be a leader in Toastmasters. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, Michael Ann. I appreciate the plug.
And back to you, Jeannie.
I'm thinking it's dangerous to have Michael Ann interview us because, look what she's pulling out of people. It's great. Now, I want to do a little bit of a highlight for the Speakers Bureau. You've heard us talk about it, especially since our inimitable Gary McKenzie is serving as both our Heart2Heart VP of Public Relations, but he's also the District 57 Speakers Bureau Chair. He laid out the qualifications for us for joining the Speakers Bureau, and I highly recommend that you take a look at these and consider being a part of it. You must have completed the Competent Communicators Manual or Pathways Level 3 path. You must be a Toastmaster Club member in good standing, which basically means you're current with your dues and you're part of one of the many clubs. You need to submit a 3 to 5 minute video showing you speaking on your favorite topic. And let me just put in a plug. If you're part of the newsletter team, we can help you do that. Finally, you need to fill out and submit an application to become one of the members of the Speakers Bureau. You can send a form to speakersbureau@d57tm.org. We'll put that below. But Gary has asked that you write application in the subject line so it gets to the right people. So I have to tell you that many of us have spoken at other Toastmaster clubs, and it gives you a different level of understanding. It shows you firsthand how each club is unique and different. And it also helps you appreciate the specialty nature of Heart to Heart. So once again, I highly recommend you take a moment to look at the Speakers Bureau and maybe even think about applying to be part of it. It's really a fun time. I know you've been waiting for this. I'm bringing Michael Ann back on with her interview.
Thank you, Jeannie. Hi, folks. This is Michael Ann again, and I am here with Annabelle Colstock, who is our current Vice President, Education. Hi, Annabelle.
Hi, Michael Ann, how are you?
I'm great. So we have some questions for you because we're heading into elections. And the first question is, what benefits have you experienced from being an officer in Heart to Heart?
Yes, thank you, Michael Ann. That's a great question. I think there have been many benefits. First of all, I am learning so much about how our members can move forward in our pathways. I'm in charge of making sure that when they finish a level, I check them off and I help them to go on to the next level. So it helps me to learn the whole pathway system a lot. It also, the other benefit is that I am leading this part of the group, the education part. I feel like I'm gaining a lot of leadership skills. I'm there to answer questions about following through the pathways and about completing our members' goals. And I also have this really, one of the best benefits, I think, is being able to meet with our leaders. We have some amazing leaders in this group. And just being in community with these people have helped me to be a better leader because I'm modeling their leadership activities and qualities, and I'm learning a lot that way.
Thank you. So, second question. How has being an officer in Heart to Heart helped you grow your business or learn your business or build your business? In other words,
Yeah.
how have you applied the skills that you're learning in Heart to Heart in your work as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, thanks. Another great question. I have really learned a lot about how to reach out to people and to recruit them for things. Like I have a business that requires that I recruit people to become part of my team. And it's exactly what we're doing inside of Toastmasters, inside of this leadership organization. We are recruiting people to step up and learn new things. And these are the same kind of things that I reach out to my clients and my potential clients to come into my group and lead with me. So it's helped me in that way.
Great, great. And our last question is, what might you say today to anybody watching this video to encourage other club members to become a shadow officer or an officer in Heart to Heart?
I would really recommend that you get into the leadership community. There are so many benefits, like I've just said before. This is a great group of people to learn from and to work alongside and to be mentored by. Becoming a leader in Toastmasters, it gives you so many perspectives, so many skills are learned, and you become so much more engaged in the Toastmasters experience. I highly recommend becoming a leader or becoming a shadow and eventually, as Michael Ann will show, becoming a mentor.
Great. Thank you, Annabelle. And back to you, Jeannie.
Thank Michael Ann. Once again, I think we're going to set you up as an interviewer. And with that, I'd like to introduce Kimmy again with another Did You Know?
Thank you, Jeannie. Did you know that we have a membership drive? And before June 1st, if you bring in one new member, so a guest that becomes a member of Heart to Heart, you get a spotlight video or an interview in this newsletter. How amazing is that? Now, after June 1st, if you bring in 3 people, then you're going to get the same rewards. Now, 3 people is not so hard. 1 is a little easier, of course, but it's all an opportunity for us to introduce our friends to Toastmasters and give us more visibility. Every time we connect with new people, it helps us grow our network and grow our influence and help us reach the people who need our unique talents. Gary McKinsey brought in somebody new, and that would be Andrea Bell. Welcome, Andrea, to Heart to Heart Toastmasters. We're really thrilled to have you. Back to you, Jeannie.
Thanks, Kimmy, and congratulations, Gary, and welcome, Andrea. We got one more from Michael Ann, and can't wait to hear this one.
I am here talking with Michelle Peticola. She is our treasurer. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michael Ann.
So we have 3 questions because we're coming up on elections, and we're inviting members to consider running to be a candidate for officer or shadow officer. So could you tell everyone what benefits have you gained from being a heart-to-heart officer?
The main benefit, and many people have heard this over and over again, is the experience of leadership. That when you take on the role of an officer, you really step into that role of leadership in a volunteer organization. So that means that you can't get people to do things by demanding it. You actually have to influence. And as an entrepreneur, this is essential to working with clients, is being able to inspire them, to excite them, to enroll them, as opposed to pressure them or bully them. So it's very helpful in that way. The other thing is that for an entrepreneur, especially a solo entrepreneur, you don't get a lot of experience interacting with other people except for your clients. Being in an organization like Toastmasters allows you to influence or affect a large number of people. You're not going to get that anywhere else. So you get experience that could pay off in other kinds of activities that you might do in your business, like looking at getting work, corporate work, for example.
Well, you've already hinted. The second question is, how has this helped you in your business? Is there anything short that you might add to what you've already said?
Well, one of the things that I have found in Toastmasters is it's a great resource for finding clients. And if you step into a leadership position, then people know and respect you, and you have a cachet or credibility that you don't have otherwise. They see you taking a leadership role, they see you as powerful, and that translates into your business and being able to enroll people.
Very good point. So our third question is, speak to our members. What could you say that would encourage them to consider signing up to be a candidate for shadow officer or officer in Heart to Heart?
I think the whole idea of shadow officer is brilliant. It's an opportunity to dip your foot in the water of leadership without taking on all the responsibilities, and having a mentor to instruct you in the kinds of activities and tasks that you will need as you step into that role. When I stepped into the role of president, there was nobody there really to teach me. Well, I should say that Cynthia was there and did guide me, because being a president is very different from the other roles. You not only have a lot of activities and tasks, but you're responsible for the whole organization, just like a CEO. Now, treasurer is different and has really upgraded since I took over because of COVID and this shelter in place. And it has helped me to recognize the many different avenues of collecting money or dues online. So that's been very useful in that way.
So it sounds like we could really use a shadow officer or even more than one shadow officer for treasurer this year. Is that true?
Well, absolutely. One of the things about the treasurer role now is that we get these bonuses when we have open houses, but you have certain deliverables that you need to present to District 57. And as the treasurer, you're responsible for putting that together, but you can't be everywhere all the time. And so it's helpful to have shadow officers who can step in and learn, how do you take a screenshot? How do you make sure that people sign up with our guest list, and make sure that you have the names, and make sure that you have all the various deliverables so that you can get the open house bonus money.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much, Michelle. So everybody, that's the scoop. I'm sending it back to you, Jeannie.
Michael Ann, you're a genius. You have been able to put something together that's giving us all a better perspective on what we can do to improve our Toastmaster experience. Now, everybody should be signing up for a role. You're getting that message, right? I'd like to take a moment to thank you for spending time with us today. I sure hope you were able to give you a good look at Heart to Heart and what we've been up to. It's been busy times, but it's been really good times for us. And I'd like to point out and remind you that Heart to Heart is a specialty club, and we focus on helping our members give their speech and give their message authentically from the heart. We tend to focus on entrepreneurs, but anybody is welcome. Our new Thursday meeting will start May 20th. That's the third Thursday of every month, so mark your calendars. And our next Saturday meeting will not be on May 1st. Remember, we have this great District 57 conference coming up, so be sure to sign up through Eventbrite. And so our next Saturday meeting will be June 5th, since we're all going to be at the conference. We are always exploring ways to help our members expand their visibility, such as participating in this very newsletter, helping to write the digital newsletter, and some other ways that we're working with Speaking Beyond, like the Speakers Bureau. I want to thank the newsletter team, which is Kimmy, Michael Ann, and Annabelle for this edition. It helps get our message out, and it helps us illustrate the things that we're learning in Toastmasters Heart to Heart. It's a great job. Thank you. And if you found this helpful, please remember to subscribe below and to give us this video a thumbs up. And if you could place a comment or two, that helps feed the YouTube algorithm and maybe gets us in front of more people. Especially if you've got an active social media presence, feel free to share us on Facebook and Twitter, because we do want more people to see the great things that we're doing at Heart to Heart. With that, I want to thank everybody for spending time with us. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you.
Why don't you do, oh my God, this is going to be an editing nightmare.